Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for November 29th. November 29th is the 333rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 334th in leap years, with 32 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is ethereal. Lovely word, ethereal. Ethereal is an adjective that means extremely delicate and light in a way that seems too perfect for this world, such as ethereal beauty. Of or relating to regions beyond the earth, celestial, heavenly. Interestingly, ethereal also has a definition in chemistry when discussing a solution that has diethyl ether as a solvent. The word ethereal comes to us from ancient Greek, where creation was considered to be composed of earth, air, fire, and water, but that the heavens were composed of a more pure, less tangible substance, ether. First known use of the word ethereal is in about 1522, ethereal. The word ethereal was suggested by YouTube viewer Lil B85. Thank you so much, Lil B. And if you have a word you'd like us to examine, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, let's start with the birthday of Austrian mathematician and physicist Christian Andreas Doppler, born November 29, 1803. He's best remembered for the principle known as the Doppler effect, which states that the observed frequency of a wave depends on the relative speed of the source and the observer. I'm sure that was a fascinating concept when he came up with it back in the 1800s, and I'm also sure that he couldn't have possibly guessed how very useful and practical application of the Doppler effect would become. I'm thinking right now of the way it's used in weather forecasting, for example, especially during severe weather events with the Doppler radar. In addition to that, he was also a professor at Prague Polytechnic and published over 50 articles on mathematics, physics, and mechanics at the Academy of Mines and Forests. Christian Doppler may have chosen an academic career because of his health. His family were stonemasons, but he wasn't healthy enough to follow in that tradition. Chronically ill most of his life, he died at the age of 49 due to a pulmonary disease. This is the birthday of American songwriter known as Mark James. Born Francis Rodney Zambon, he became friends with B.J. Thomas when they were both youngsters. He wrote hits for B.J. Thomas, Brenda Lee, and Elvis Presley, with such titles as The Eyes of a New York Woman, Hooked on a Feeling, Suspicious Minds, Roller Coaster, Always on My Mind, which was co-written with Wayne Carson and Johnny Christopher, and went on to win a couple of Grammys in 1983. Looks like Mark James is still alive, turns 83 in 2023. Happy birthday, Mark James. Now, if you're curious about what other things I might have talked about for November 29th in previous years, I'll drop a link for you here. In 1969, psychologist turned counterculture figure Timothy Leary had decided to run for governor of California. He visited John Lennon and asked him to write a campaign song based on Leary's campaign slogan, "Come together, join the party." You see where this is going. Word has it that John gave Leary a tape, and while there's plenty of material about Timothy Leary on the internet, I have not yet found an example of his actual campaign song. That said, the phrase "come together" was now in John's mind, and he went on to incorporate that phrase into a new song for the Beatles. I'm pretty sure this would be quite different from Timothy Leary's campaign song. The Fab Four began recording "Come Together" that summer, and it was released as the opening track on their Abbey Road album in September of 1969. Come Together had no trouble making its way to the Hot 100 chart, where, of course, it remained for the next 16 weeks, including a week in the #1 spot. Come Together, along with Something by the Beatles, #1, November 29th, 1969. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That playlist lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. This is the birthday.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to you. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for... Oh, where's your microphone? How about that? We'll have a lot to edit today. Cacophony is a sound. Oh, cacophony is a noun that... I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Alrighty, you got to read it the right way. Let's start over. It's 8 o'clock, so all of the reminders are going to be dinging. I forgot to turn those off. Okay, stop it. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.